should have Danny Duncan on. He hit me up. He said he did Running of the Bulls in Spain. He was like, bro, you got to go next year.
If I was Mike Perry, I would have never left BKFC.
I want to fly Derek up, send him out in the woods, and I want to hunt him. He's got security, bro.
Yeah. The Chimp's taking that?
Betr already has the craziest multipliers in the industry, and we're taking it up a level. We're taking it up. It's going to be insane. 1,000x multipliers. You heard me right. 1,000x. All you got to do is add 4 boosts to your lineup. Not even that many. 4 boosts to your lineup, and get ready to win big. Betr has the UFC, so you can already lock me in there as a boost. We got the NBA, the NFL, the NHL, the MLB. They're all live in the app. Go download Betr. Use code BO. 1,000x. Win you some money.
All right, so here's my idea. Tony, you're going to love this.
All right.
So I want to fly Derek up to Pennsylvania, and I want to send him out in the woods, and I want to hunt him.
We talked about this.
I know, but I want to do it with Derek. It'll be more fun. And I want to see how long he can survive. And I'm going to try to hunt him. And I'm going to use a bow, but I won't do like a broadhead. I'll just do like a field point.
I got you.
A field tip will still impale him. No, I'm kidding. I'll do like a
paintball gun.
Either a paintball gun, or I would like to do some type of like archery equipment. And because that would just be epic to just shoot him as he's running away right in the middle of the spine.
Does this have anything to do with us watching Hunger Games?
Maybe. I might have been motivated by that. But I feel like they just asked me if I could beat him in a mile. But I think better content would be like do a manhunt and try to like send him out in the woods and give him like a 20-minute head start and then chase after him.
That'd be crazy.
That would be so fun.
It's a great idea.
See if he can hide and...
The thing is, do you think Derek could actually survive in the wilderness for like a night? Like, what if you don't find him in the first day?
No, you can give him,
no.
supplies and stuff. It's more about the hunt.
I'm thinking about giving him like... All right, Justin's calling back. You're live, yeah. So I had an idea and I want to run it by you. So you asked if I could beat Derek in a race, and that would be like decent content, but I have a way better idea. So what I want to do is I want to fly Derek up to Pennsylvania. I want to bring him out into the woods, cut him loose, give him a head start, and then hunt him down and see how long he can last.
Is he gonna make it alive?
Well, I'm not gonna shoot him with like a real gun or something. I'm gonna shoot him like a paintball gun or like an arrow with like a dull tip, like a flat tip or a cushion or something like that. But I think it would be great content. I need Derek to hype it up like he's like, no way, he's not catching me, and then I'm gonna freaking get him. Yes. Yes, dude. We'll hunt him down, and we can do a whole thing. I think it'd be fun, but I don't think he could survive more than, he's only got maybe 45 minutes at most.
I don't know, bro. He's a track star. He's a long distance runner. He might get you for a few hours.
I don't think so, bro. I'm just gonna be rolling through the woods like Mike Myers, just walking, and he's going to be zigzagging, and I'm going to be efficient in a straight line.
Yo, we gotta make this a challenge.
Yes, no. Let's do it. Tell him. All right. Peace, bro. See ya.
This is...
That'd be crazy.
Bro, that would be like the most epic thing ever. I should, you know what we should really do if we want to do this big? I should collab with MrBeast on this, and it's like last man standing wins. And I'm just hunting down like hundreds of people in the woods.
I gotta wait on that.
Yeah.
Maybe. Oh, frick.
Dude.
Yo, all 3 of your guys have gone down. 1, 2, 3.
Well, MrBeast didn't do anything wrong. It was his boy.
Yeah, his boy for 20 years was diddling kids.
MrBeast, co-owner, partner, Chris Tyson.
Number 1 best friend.
Yeah.
Diddling
best friend.
kids.
First subscriber was like apparently... Yeah, diddling with kids, whatever, messaging kids, whatever it is. And MrBeast has like this third-party investigation, basically.
Dude, that was such a stupid thing. That was the dumbest thing ever you could have said.
What?
Oh, I'm going to hire a third-party investigator, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, dude, come on, man. just freaking cut ties.
He did.
I know,
did.
but
They
it's like
fired.
I didn't like that tweet. I honestly didn't know anything about the situation. I had just heard, the word on the street until I saw that tweet, and I was like, "What?" Did you see the tweet?
Yeah, I saw it.
What did you think of that?
I mean, it depends how close he is. Like,
They're best friends.
Yeah, they're like
yeah,
best
so then
friends.
you'd probably have to say that. Like, I'm investigating fully.
Yeah, but it's what I don't get it. It's weird. What do you mean hiring a third party? Like somebody call the cops, bro. Throw this guy in jail. Like,
Yeah,
it's
it's
insane.
Yeah.
What are we talking about hiring a third party investigator? This isn't like a.
I didn't know. I don't know any of the evidence.
This isn't an
against them.
arbitration.
Yeah, I don't know any of the evidence against them.
No, it was
I
like
don't
legit
either.
like texts and like grooming stuff with like 14-year-old boys. Bad.
So it's probably not needed then.
And it
Yeah.
said they were saying that it happened like I think it was 5 to 8 years ago, something like in that time. There's an actual number, but I don't remember it off the top of my
I mean,
head.
if
Yeah,
it was
it's-
happening back then, it's probably still happening.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
You
it's
gotta
sick.
cut that off.
Nah, but I was just like, I don't know, bro. It felt like he was dancing around it. I get he said like, oh yeah, we are cutting ties or whatever. I don't know. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
That's
it's-
not our world. So
Yeah.
yeah, bro, but you're 0 for 3 as of late.
Well, yeah, the whole sketch thing was crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was your boy, dude.
No, he wasn't. I didn't know either.
No,
He was my
you're
boy.
always what's up, brother? What's up, brother?
yeah.
You did like 100 times. Yeah, dude, he was your boy. You were telling me how awesome.
And
he
what was
too.
the original one? The third person that he likes.
What are you looking at me like? What are your 3 role models? MrBeast, Sketch, and Yuri. Your 3 role
Oh
models.
yeah.
Oh well, yeah, he had a bad.
Yeah.
He wasn't winning that fight, man. I mean,
You were pretty confident before the fight.
well, yeah. I mean, that's my boy. I'm not gonna like.
Oh,
feel
dude, I
like-
should have waited to the freaking podcast to do this, but I am the champion of the Buffalo Wild Wings Pick'em contest.
Oh yeah, he is. He's the freaking champ. He won, bro. They hit him up.
No way.
Yeah, bro, I was so hyped.
$50 in free wings and a bunch of merch.
Wow. And there's one being
And
built here.
10% stock in the company.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Now that's a good
What's
deal.
there's a B-dubs being built here, right?
Yeah.
like downtown,
Yeah.
I think, right? I sent you
think
that
so.
article, right?
Yeah, Zach got sent it by like 13 people.
I sent it to Zach, and he was like, "You're like the 9th person that sent it."
Yeah, that's awesome.
I know that should be good.
But yeah, I felt really good about it. I also was very upset that I didn't bet actual real money because it was just a piece of paper.
I know you could have won a lot. You were picking all the methods of victory and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, it was
And I
crazy.
just knew, like, unfortunately, that Yuri was gonna get knocked out. So that was like that really like
It was sad.
yeah, it was.
It was sad.
So sad.
He got knocked out not once, but he got knocked out twice
In the
That
second
was-
round.
Yeah.
Twice.
No. Well, once at the end of the first.
I thought that first one was on the second round too.
No, the first one was at the. That's why.
He
Like,
didn't make it a whole round.
well, he made it the whole round, got knocked down, and then
Oh,
like the
yeah.
bell rang.
No,
and then
no.
he got back up.
I was
and
saying in
then-
the first fight he got knocked
Oh.
out in the second round.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah,
got
yeah,
knocked
both
out in the
fights.
second
Both
round, yeah.
fights, second round KO.
But the one that was that just happened, he got knocked out
Bro, I was bad.
first in the last 5 seconds, and then got knocked out again in the
First 5 seconds.
First 5 seconds in the next round.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was honestly insane. I'm actually kind of excited about the fights this weekend. There's some good ones.
really.
Yeah, yeah.
Remind me.
Aspinall Blades, Leon and Bilal, and Patty Pimblett, Bobby Green,
Giga.
Arnold Allen's fighting. Bro, they pulled out like every English dude ever. I'm surprised Darren Till's not on this card.
Where are they fighting?
they have every Englishman that's ever fought before on this card. It's in Manchester.
Okay, then it's probably gonna be early.
No.
Yeah. It is.
Nope.
Oh no, they did it. They did it weird time. It's like 5 a.m.
I
in
hate when
Manchester.
they do that, dude. They gave
Yeah.
my hopes up for nothing.
I know. I like the early. They should have done it early afternoon.
Abu
I
Dhabi.
agree.
That's where the early.
They
ones
do
are.
Abu Dhabi
Yeah.
early. Yeah. But England, all the fighters were complaining because they're fighting at 4 a.m. It's wild.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Did you see that Aspinall is dipping his hands in petrol to harden his knuckles?
I think that's clickbait. I don't think that's real.
No, he posted a
What does
YouTube
that
video
even mean?
of
I don't
him
even know-
doing it.
I don't even know what
dipping
that
his
is.
hands in oil, like soaking his hands in oil
What
for
does that do?
20 minutes.
Doesn't-
Apparently, it hardens your hands.
You should try it. You got some.
Sounds like
Your
something to
hands.
soften your
All
hands.
right.
Yeah. Feel his hands. Give him a handshake. Is it getting any better? Don't squeeze it. Just feel it. Like ew. Is it?
Yeah, they're a
they're
little
they're
sweaty.
moist, right?
They're a little sweaty.
Just,
The air,
it's
air
constantly a
conditioner's off.
thin layer of moisture.
It's like you
Well,
just
that's-
lotioned up, but we know you didn't. You know what I mean? That's like, I don't know. I put lotion on my hands and it still feels like I never have used lotion ever.
I've never once put lotion on my hands.
Really?
Yeah.
Nearby.
I mean, I've put lotion on my hands from putting it on the rest of my body. You naturally get on your hands.
Oh, I also never put it on my body.
You've never used lotion? Yeah, you have.
I have it. What kind of lotion do you use?
So we have this goat's milk lotion with essential oils from the farmer's market. I get
Sounds
it.
great.
It's awesome. I get it once a year at this farmer's market near Pittsburgh. It's not even like a farmer's market. It's like an Arts Fest equivalent.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I get like an almond one. It smells amazing.
Yeah, I've never done that. It sounds awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's nice. Yeah, I get dry skin, so I can't just like dump olive oil all over myself. So
Got it.
it doesn't really work for me.
Yeah, mine's like a cycle. I sweat out the olive oil and then it kind of re-permeates and moisturizes it. So.
Did you guys see that it was like Turkish oil wrestling?
Yeah, Luke Rockhold and
Craig Jones were doing it.
Did you see this?
No.
It was it's your style, bro. You would love it. Pull it up, yeah.
Good. Oh yeah. That's tough, dude. Chick just gets out of the way.
Oh, here it is. Yeah. They're so oiled up. They're
Yeah.
like so slick. They have to reach and grab the gooch. Oh. I think they have like a
Okay.
grip back underneath in there.
I hope so.
It's like Tony against
I
Gable.
like how they're doing it in just like in the grass.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah, I could be into this.
Yeah. And they're in pants. Those pants are dope.
Yeah.
They just grab each other's pants.
Dang.
Nice. Good sprawl. That was actually pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
They get it all in their eyes.
yeah, that's crazy.
It's a great way to get pink eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I could be into for sure.
Yeah. Let's get you in there.
Luke Rockhold's still good looking as ever, huh?
Yeah, he's doing a good job with his body.
Even after that bare knuckle fight.
Yeah, I thought I was nervous for his face. But
Speaking of,
he recovered.
Jake Paul
Yeah.
destroyed him, huh?
We didn't really talk about this.
No.
Bro.
Well, just
You said
had
you watched it.
I watched it, bro. Did you watch it?
I saw highlights. That's all I need to see.
Dude.
Looked bad.
It was bad. He effed him up.
Dude, I would have never, if I was Mike Perry, I would have never left BKFC. Like, for any reason.
Bro, he got paid a lot. I'm sure he probably made like.
He's getting paid so much at BKFC, though.
Not that much.
I think he was getting paid like over $1 million a fight in BKFC.
Yeah.
Bro, I bet he made closer to like 10.
It's true,
It's
but
like 10 fights, dude. Think about that. For him.
yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, but he was just he still is, but like he was getting to that like
I know.
aura about him in the BKFC.
I know. Yeah. He was.
But good for Jake.
Yeah, dude. It was bad, bro.
Yeah.
It was rough. Mike Perry maybe landed like, I mean, you could probably go back and look and the stats probably say differently, but he maybe landed 3 punches, 4 punches. Like he got killed, dude. It was bad.
Dang.
And the knockdowns that Jake had were like bad. Like knocked him off his feet.
Yeah.
The first one he almost didn't. It wasn't like a knockdown. He just hit him so hard in the head he fell down. It wasn't like a wobble. It just hit him so like it was like the middle of his head. So it wasn't like temple or chin or anything. It was just like it was bad.
What do you think about them saying like that there was such a large weight difference between the two?
I mean, it was a massive difference. It was probably legitimately I would bet 30 pounds.
Dang.
So I mean, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
He was much bigger than him, but Mike Perry's way more experienced and he's tough. So it was interesting. It's just like with all his fights, it's interesting beforehand because you're like, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like, and then he obviously just like he whooped him, bro. It was bad. I thought Perry would do as good as Diaz, and he did not. His style was he was too stiff, like, and his hands were down, and he wasn't like. He was bare knuckle boxing still.
Yeah.
Because it's like
that.
if he gets hit, he's gonna land a couple punches.
Yeah.
And he's just tougher.
Yeah.
But it's like Jake was just boxing him, landing, moving around, land. It was like it was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was not that competitive.
Dang.
Still love that dude though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's wild.
I know.
So is he still gonna fight Tyson, or I saw you call
Yeah.
out Prayer, which is just absolutely insane.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
That's crazy.
I think it will happen eventually. I don't think it's like anytime soon.
It won't happen.
Yeah.
that's
Dude,
crazy.
It's got. You know how much money he would make?
Yeah, but you're under UFC contract. It's not just like you can just fight
Up
wherever.
until a certain point. I mean, how many more fights do you think he has on his deal?
Well, that's the thing with the UFC. It's like with him as champion, he's not gonna like get out of his deal. It's not like you can just like, oh, you got 5 fights, you fight your 5 out, and you're done.
Francis.
Dude, did you see like how much effort it took Francis to get out of that? It took him like 3 years,
That's true.
and I think Pereira is like 37.
I mean,
He could fight him technically, but
Jake's fighting Mike Tyson. He's like 60.
yeah, I guess.
So
Is that gonna happen?
no, it's
yeah.
happening. It's I said,
in November.
yeah, November. Oh man,
That's wild.
I know. Yeah, so Justin got back to me. Derek's down for the hunt,
Wow.
and I sent him. I sent them this, and he hasn't replied. He definitely got scared after that. After I sent that, he got scared. He was talking crazy. Even if he finds me, I can dodge an effing paintball. Well, not dodge, but move around so he can't aim and get me. And then I sent that, and nobody's replied since. They're fair. He's terrified.
That could be really fun. Set booby traps.
Oh, that would be amazing. Oh, that would be so fun. Yeah, let's do it. That's like dream come true. I'm gonna hunt him down. That would be epic content.
That'd be
The
great.
content will be insane. Yeah,
He's got a new page actually. Cooking with Derek.
I saw that.
Really?
Yeah,
It's like
he
the
made
same-
eggs and potatoes.
It's like what
this
you used to
morning.
do, bro.
You
It's rough.
can't film that kind of thing.
I know. It's sick.
I've been stepping it up though. I made sausage and peppers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have one meal a week, so I've been trying to really focus in.
No, it's important to have a couple like in your bag that you can pull out when need be.
Yep.
Sausage and pepper is a good one. I've been doing hella smash burgers. I did another round tonight.
Really?
Yeah, they were better than the last ones.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, they were stupendous. I do no bun, Swiss cheese, honey.
Jalapenos?
Oh yeah. I did the jalapenos, and then you know those pickled peppers I was telling you about?
Mhm.
Put a bunch of them in there.
Oh,
It was amazing. They were so good.
wow.
Yeah, Ronan wouldn't know anything about that. He's out here eating Oreos.
Dude, I haven't had an Oreo in 6 months. I'm sober.
Good.
Good
Proud
for
of you,
you.
bud.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
You know what? I just wanted to bring this is completely change the subject, but I just finished Rickson Gracie's book, Breathe.
That's a good book.
So I started doing some more research on him. 450-0. He's never lost a jiu-jitsu match.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
I don't believe it either, but like 450.
That's a
I'm
very
450 on the street, bruh.
that's a really
what
clean
that is.
number. 450.
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't want to.
He should have just went to for 500 at that point. 500 and now. Yeah.
Yeah, he was dope. I like how they would like challenge people from
Yeah.
other gyms and other countries.
He's probably like rolling up on a, what do they call it, storming the dojo and beating up like 8 random civilians and calling it 8-0. Storm the dojo. There's like a mom sitting down with her kid. He's like,
Like, write it
2-0.
down. Write it
2-0.
down.
Let's go. 450. That's funny. What's that? What's the dude in the movie with Tom Hardy where they fight? He fights
Warrior.
his brother, Warrior, and who's the dude that's like his inspiration? He's like some Greek guy that went 1,000-0.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He was like a wrestler and he was his inspiration.
Yeah. That's a good movie.
That was a good movie. I just reminded me of that. Like that tale. Undefeated.
Yeah.
Whatever.
100-0.
Yeah.
Do you have a script for us or what?
Oh no, we're
just chatting.
Yeah, we're just chatting,
Okay.
man. The other thing, this is
Yo,
something else.
hold up real quick. Before you get into whatever you're going to get into, why are you wearing a Harley Davidson shirt?
My mom found them at a thrift shop. Aren't they cool? It's got an eagle on it.
Yeah, but you don't ride motorcycles.
I mean, I drive a Hyundai Elantra. It's pretty much the same thing.
What's the
Dude,
same
we
amount
never
of
talked
CCs?
about why you got those tickets, the parking tickets.
Yeah. That was weird.
That was so. The fact that they left them on, they didn't
Yeah, why
leave
did
them
you-
on your car, and then you guys put it over.
No.
What?
Why would
That's
we do
what
that?
I originally thought because
Really?
I thought you were just like, oh, I'm like, well, obviously given
It must be
because would
somebody
make
like
sense.
that's seen us or something.
I
Like
thought
that.
it was a prank.
It's probably somebody that watched the pod.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were out to get us.
Yeah. Well, you.
Well, yeah, it
How much was it?
was like $20.
You paid for it?
Oh yeah,
$20 each?
yeah.
Damn.
Well, I can't wait to write Bo's for Bo's next invoice. I can't wait to write you stink at golf, Trump 18th hole.
Oh yeah, Ronan beat me.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
one hole. I played awful, but
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
but back to the point. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know why that they were.
It's weird.
It was because it was near like Arts Fest and a lot of people park in the parking lot, and that's
Right,
what they
right,
didn't
right.
want to happen. And then they gave my girlfriend a parking ticket.
Really? They're
And I was
coming
like-
for you.
I was like, I walk up to HO or the people that manage the properties and I said, why did this happen? She goes, well, you need a parking pass for your girlfriend. I'm like, well, I didn't need a parking pass like 2 months ago. And he
Yeah.
was like, yeah, well, it's Arts Fest seasons and they just wanted the tow, but they didn't. charge me
Also,
for
there's
that
only
ticket.
ever like 8 people in that lot, and there's like 50 spots
We parked there for like a year and a half.
at
Yeah.
least. Yeah.
No issue.
Weird.
But
Glad you got that cleared
Bro, me and you used to
Yeah.
have some parking fiascos back in college.
have you ever gotten towed in
Yes.
college?
I got towed like 20 times.
Bro, they expanded the place because of us.
They literally built an entire new parking deck that's like 7 floors because of us.
Where did you park? So for wrestling,
We parked wherever
I'm
we
assuming
wanted,
that.
brother.
Yeah, at that point, it was all
It was a free for all.
subjective. It was like, yeah.
Park in the grass, park on top of the building.
Yeah.
It doesn't
But
matter.
there was also like
Park in the middle of the street.
spot, like secret spots that if you parked in, but you didn't know this, but if you parked in them, it was $100 ticket because it was classified as like a special parking
It was
spot
just
for
like,
science or
no,
whatever.
No,
Yeah.
can't park there.
And then so then you'd randomly just get $100 ticket, and then 2020 you get towed $250. It really was added
One
up.
time, I parked, I guess, I parked in the right spot actually, and they were doing construction on that spot, and they moved my car to a different spot, and then I got 4 tickets and I got towed because we were gone for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And they moved my car and then towed me. It was unbelievable. I was like, this
They
is not,
moved it to put another 6 tickets on it.
yeah.
And then they finally towed it.
I was like, that's not real.
Yeah.
And bro, but the only good part was this lady at the parking office, absolute angel. She was my girl. I would roll in there. So a couple times you'd like call in or whatever, and I'd be like, this is Bo, like I got a ticket, blah, blah, and she'd just wave it. And then after you got a certain amount of tickets, you had to like go in to the actual parking office. And so I went in and she would wave. If I got like, I would wait for her. So there was this dude that was super mean and he would like, didn't give a crap. And then her, and they would both like work the parking deck, like the desk. And I would sit in line and I would try to time it so I could get her. But if it was him, I would let somebody cut me.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then I would go to her and she would wave all my tickets. It was the best.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably up there for most ever.
I had a lot.
Yeah.
I legitimately probably had in 4 years, I probably had close to 30, 35 tickets.
Did
Maybe.
you ever get a boot?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got boot. Yeah, I think twice. I got boot back-to-back semesters.
They're getting real creative with those things.
Yeah.
Now they have like a windshield thing too. It like spreads out over your windshield. So you can't drive.
see?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you can technically drive, but
That's dope. You can't just like, I would just freaking get an X-Acto knife and just cut through it. Just be like,
yeah, dude, those takes a special kind of person to do that job.
Oh, for sure. The ladies got to know me and my vehicle so well. The parking ticket people, that they would be like, "Oh, I thought I was gonna get you today. I thought I was gonna get you," and I was like, "Why are you trying to get me? Like, this is crazy." They like searched my car out. Oh, bro. And then the one freaking ginger chick downtown.
Oh, she had a vendetta against her
Bro,
own kind.
this chick got me.
I think you've said this before when you were like pretty close to the curb, but not close enough.
Yeah, she pulled out a
Yeah.
ruler. It was 12 inches from the curb. She pulled out a ruler. I was like 14 inches. And I was like, I can move my car right now. I'm here. And
Yeah.
she was like, nope. And like wrote me a ticket right there. I was
That's
like,
crazy.
I should have tore it up in front of her face. Actually, what I should have done is if it was I think it was a $20 ticket, I should have crumpled up a $20 bill and thrown it at her.
When she broke out the ruler, I just dipped.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, Tony left me. Tony leaves me stranded in situations like that. He's like, this is on you.
I don't
man.
know if he's about to like pop off, so I'm like, I gotta go.
It can't be associated with that.
When she's like, "Oh yeah,"
I'm like, oh, yeah, because this is how the conversation went. Oh, you're more than 12 inches from the curb, and I was like, I don't know, that looks pretty close. She's like, and I'm like, frick. Oh man, this is rough.
Yeah, the one time
College.
my wife was over and she was like, "I parked."
Oh, bro, this
She's
is
like-
bad.
I parked right by the dumpster. Is that okay? I was like, "Oh yeah, it's completely fine. That's where I park every time." 3 minutes later, you just see the tow truck driving by.
And it turns out it's the only place you can't park.
Like no one there in the summer. You just see
Yeah.
her car on the back of the trailer. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Bro, I told you this story though, right? I heard about that Penn State football player.
yeah.
Bro, I guess I'm not going to name drop, but I guess there's a very well-known Penn State football player. He's on the team right now. And a tow truck driver picked same place on Cherry, picked up his car and he was like, whoa. And the guy was like, I already lifted you, bro. It's like $80. And he was like, all right, 1 second. And like went inside, sprinted back out and just attacked the dude and picked the dude up and slammed him on the
Bad,
ground.
right? Like broke.
Yeah, like sent the dude to the hospital and never got in trouble because it was like right before the blue-white game. Yeah, dude. But like just beat the hell out of this tow truck driver.
Yeah, when I heard that, I was like, he probably like ran inside to get the money, and his boys were on the couch, and they were like, "Yo,
Can't do
you really
that.
gonna let them disrespect you like that?"
Exactly.
And they were like rolling him up. And
He said he came out that like the story I heard was he was super respectful and nice at first.
Yeah.
And then he came back in and then he came out like charging at him like a bull, bro. Like just literally attacked
That's for sure what happened.
and just picked him up all over his head and slammed him on the ground.
Jeez,
And I don't know if his car got let down or what happened, but yeah.
that's crazy.
Oh man. Yeah, rough. But
It's a tough go.
tough go. Can you imagine being a tow truck driver and some 260-pound freaking 20-year-old kid just sprints at you and you're like, whoa. Oh, dude, I'll just set it down.
the car.
Like, take your car, bro. It's cool. It's cool.
He obviously didn't know jujitsu, so
Yeah. Ronan would have been like pull guard, heel hook, snap, up top, kimura, kink.
So this is a thing. What I think I get made fun of a lot in jujitsu class, which I started doing.
You get made
recently.
fun of a lot?
I get made fun of a lot in
What?
jujitsu class because this is the thing. My wrestling,
You're going to say your wrestling's bad.
I
You
work-
always say this, bro. It's just,
I am. Let me tell you,
you
probably.
say your wrestling's bad like you're a black belt.
Well, I
You're
mean,
like, my wrestling, it's not good. It's like, dude,
no,
you
it's like
what are we
awful.
talking
When I
about?
tell you how bad my wrestling is like I have the knowledge of wrestling as a kindergartner, like probably the same amount of experience.
Okay.
Okay.
Like I'm like, this is a waste of my time. Why would I try and arm drag all this? I'm just gonna pull guard and then I'm in a good position.
Yeah.
That's where all the sweeps are from. And people were like,
Okay.
oh well, like
Hate that.
what are you gonna do? I'm like, I'm just gonna hold you there until I can sweep you. Go for a triangle.
Just learn a double leg, man. It's not that hard. We practiced it the one time.
Well, Smack's been helping me a lot,
Nice.
actually.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
I've been helping him there.
Who wins? You or Smack?
I wouldn't. I don't need to air that out.
Sub only.
I don't need to air
No
that
time
out.
limit. Who
I'm
wins?
not gonna air that out.
I want to know.
That's not fair. He's just started jujitsu.
No. Oh, so you think you beat him? Really? So you think you beat Smack in jiu-jitsu?
He probably doesn't have the gas tank yet.
I'm
no
not
gi?
that he does not.
No gi?
No gi.
No gi. You take him?
I'm not gonna air that out.
Dang, dude.
We've rolled before.
That's your brother. That's your brother, bro.
He's getting better though. He's definitely has improved.
Damn, bro. I've never heard a more patronizing statement in my entire life. He's getting better, man. You're getting
He
better.
is. I don't know how. Like I'm not trying to be offensive.
train him up.
Smack's getting better.
I'll train him up.
All right.
Can you get these two guys like hugging each other off the screen?
This is a weird thing that we've continued to look at,
I
right?
don't know. No, leave it.
Something that I thought was a crazy stat that I was looking up recently is, so the average news station gets about 1.8 million views, and the average Joe Rogan podcast gets 5 to 10 million views
Yeah, it's not surprising at all.
per
to me.
episode. So isn't it weird how like the news is going to become completely obsolete in like 2 or 3 years?
I feel like the news is already kind of obsolete. It's like just holding on by a thread.
Mm-hmm.
There's like still some elderly people.
Angry dads that keep it on all night. Yeah, I think it's about time they become obsolete. They became so biased.
Yeah, Joe Rogan should be the news anchor of the future. I'd listen.
yeah.
He already is, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually go to Alex Jones for my.
He was telling me this yesterday. Tell him what you said about how
I don't keep up with current events. So like if something's going on, I heard murmuring, so I'll just go to Alex Jones' Twitter, and he'll give it to me straight.
Yeah. What did you say? He's like he weeds through the.
Yeah, he just gives it to me straight. He's like, this person's gonna die. This person, they're trying to kill this person. This is what the deep state's doing. I'm like, okay,
that's what he said
That's
about
that.
Trump.
That's the facts.
Yeah.
He's right.
He's becoming more and more right. So it's
I don't think he's ever been wrong.
look at that way.
Can't say that type of stuff online.
People are gonna think you're in the Illuminati, man.
Well, it doesn't have anything to do with Illuminati.
No, he's
He's anti-Illuminati.
That's what they
Dude,
would want
you
to
watch too many MrBeast videos, bro. You think Alex Jones is Illuminati? It's crazy. You got the bad guys and the good guys mixed up.
What do you mean?
What? You got the bad guys and the good guys mixed up. The guys you like, you think are good guys, are not, and the guys that you think are bad guys are actually the good guys.
I'm just saying.
I thought that.
Do you
Yeah,
think
it's pretty
Alex
clear.
Jones is actually like
Good person, like
he's
a good guy.
He's a good person. I get it. But he
Yes.
could also be the head of it all, and he's just the one spreading information. You never thought about the inverse operations way.
I think you're overthinking it, bud, because he's exposing things. He's exposing the bad guys
How does he get that information?
because he knows. He just knows. Why would he expose them?
He has the connects
Exactly. He has
with the right
connections.
people.
Or the wrong people.
Moving
on.
Let's do a review. Let's do a review of the last 4 guests we did. Were all very different.
Oh my gosh!
We had
I don't even remember.
Bryce Hall,
Paul Saladino,
Paul Saldino,
Uncle Phil,
Uncle Phil, and
Chris.
I don't think there could be 4
You could
different
not
people.
get 4 more different people.
Phil and Chris back to back was an interesting combo.
Yeah.
Bryce Hall and Phil back to back was an interesting combo.
The morning pod was a good vibe, especially for Chris, because we were super mellow and he was ready to go.
I liked morning pod.
Yeah,
I could get down on a morning pod.
yeah. And I thought they were all great. What do
Yeah.
we have coming up?
We're gonna interview Jake, I think,
Cool.
Nice.
coming soon.
That'd be good.
Try and get that. Try
I
and
want
get
Arthur
Chael.
Brooks.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
His book's good.
really good.
You read it already?
I've been listening to it on audiobook.
okay.
Me too.
I'm almost done. He has
Got
a
it.
few books, but I've been listening to Build the Life You Want.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the one?
Yeah, that's one you sent us.
Yeah, that's one I sent. I thought. I have like 5 minutes left.
Chris Williamson would be a cool one.
Chris Williamson would be
Yeah,
dope.
that guy's cool.
He's mad cool. Have you been listening to his stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's older than I thought. He's 40.
Is he?
Yeah,
Yeah. He looks young.
yeah. He looks really young.
Yeah. There was a couple other guys that I was thinking about, but they escaped me right now.
Yeah.
We should have Danny Duncan on. He hit me up. He said he did Running of the Bulls in Spain. He was like, bro, you got to go next year.
You got to watch the YouTube
Every year,
video.
this guy.
I know, bro. I know. I guess the YouTube video is insane.
Yeah.
But he wants me to shoot some content with him. Obviously, he wants me to do Running the Bulls next year. I really want to.
Yeah.
It just hasn't worked out timeline-wise. But I want to do like, I don't know. I told him we got to brainstorm ideas because I'll be going down to Florida sooner. He said he would come up here too.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know what we want to do.
Yeah. Definitely some stuff you can do up here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff he could do up here. He should come with like for a football game or something.
Yeah, I want to do something crazy. We should storm the field.
Dude, he would do that.
What happens if you storm the field? You get arrested?
Yeah, but it's only
Generally.
Just for the night?
yeah.
I've never been arrested. It's kind of a bucket list thing.
What a statement.
I think I could.
Don't make that the freaking title.
Yo, you know what I'll do? I think that if it's like fourth quarter, games on the line, I just sprint on the field, sack the opposing quarterback.
That would be cooler. Like
People would love that.
Yeah, not just
middle of the
storm.
play. No, I'm not just gonna run
Yeah.
on for the attention.
Dude,
I'm
I
gonna
saw
help the team.
a clip on Instagram. This guy stormed the field, but like quietly, and he had the team uniform on, and he scored a goal, and everyone went crazy, and no one knew.
That's not real. That's not real. That's the coolest thing ever. He like
Maybe you can pull it up, JV.
Let me see if I can
Dude,
find
it
that.
was so funny, bro.
that's not He's got security, bro. That's awesome. They're blocking everybody. Yo, he's trucking him. They're pulling him off him. Yeah, he got away. Yes, yes, I love it. Get to home plate, please. He's gonna. Oh, he blocked him. What a block!
He's getting tired.
Look at that booty. That's not real. Yo, he's gonna get tackled. Please tackle him.
Look at
These guys are like laughing.
Yeah.
Like you can't not laugh at it. They're like, okay. Look at them jumping on the security. He has his own security team. And look, they're just walking him in. They're just walking him in.
Hold up.
That's awesome.
What name is that?
It's probably like a minor league.
The Growlers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely like a AAA team or something. But that was dope.
No wonder the security was like high schoolers.
Yeah. I like when that one dude just he's about to get him, he just decks him. He's just like, whoosh. Oh, that's great.
No, completely irrelevant.
Oh, different conversation?
You taking on a chimpanzee in a fight. You sent that video. You posted on Instagram.
Bro, did you see this?
No.
Bro, people be saying I'm not going to beat a chimp in a fight.
This is still going on?
It's still going on.
This
How
is
long
still
have we
going
been
on.
doing this podcast?
A long time.
46.
That was the
48
very first
episodes.
episode we ever did.
I know.
Yeah.
Watch this, bro.
It was the first 5 seconds of the first episode.
Yeah.
Where was that video? I don't know if I can
It's on
find
your
it.
story.
It's not on my story anymore. Archive. How do you get to archive? Okay, hold on one sec. Yeah, I got it. Okay, bro. People think a chimp is actually beating me in a fight. This is a joke.
Head kick done.
I know. Knock that thing out. Bro, watch. He does do a pretty sick spinning heel kick, though. Watch his spinning heel kick. It's actually pretty dope. I'm going to knock this thing out right there. That one.
Oh,
that
my
was
God.
pretty good.
That was cool.
Look, he does a double spin. His spinning heel kick
That
is...
was cool. No power, but he got
No power.
He got air. Kind of looks
Listen.
like Bobby Knuckles.
when he spinning heel kick coast. No one Costa hit him.
Yeah.
yeah. That was Paulo Costa-esque. But the reality is, I've seen his film. I've seen his fight. I've seen his style. I know his style.
Send that to Barry, and he's done.
He's done. He's gonna jump, spinning heel kick me. At the same time, I'm gonna catch his legs, swing him around, slam him on his face, and then drop 12 to 6 elbows because they're now legal.
Yeah.
You think a chimp's taking that?
That's dope that they're legal. So are they gonna take that loss away from Jones?
I think so. Yeah,
That's big.
it's really big.
Well, it's not legal just yet.
It is.
No, November.
August 1st. November?
November 4th is what I saw.
Oh, let's go.
They're like, when's Bill fighting? Okay, okay.
Right after that. Oh, that's perfect. Oh my god.
That's sick. That's a sick change.
Yeah, that's a great rule change. Now all we got to do is allow knees to the head of a grounded opponent.
So
But
they changed
the
that rule.
They changed the grounded rule. You have to be like fully on the ground, basically. If you're just one hand, or even I think 2 hands, you're on your feet.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
It's
has
your
to be a
knees.
knee or elbow, I think.
Yeah,
Which is a good rule.
which makes way more sense.
I think you should be able to soccer kick in the head. if they're
Yeah,
down.
we went through this already.
Yeah, we've been through that.
And I think you should be able to hit in the back of the head.
Well,
How are you gonna? What? All right, you do.
Yeah, I
this
mean
on the
just
ground.
turn over.
Just you're done.
Yeah.
You get hit in the back of the head, you're done. Like it's over. You're not defending yourself.
there was an interesting rule that I saw just from like watching some like Rickson Gracie's old fights. Is the
Dude,
heel
relax
the
on the
heel
Rickson
strike?
Gracie,
Listen,
bro.
I will
What are you
listen. I'm just
talking
trying to
about,
add
dude?
some context into this conversation of the heel strikes that he used to do to the back.
yeah.
Apparently, super effective, and that's why that they stopped letting him do them.
Yeah.
Kidneys,
Yeah.
Gone.
Man. They're done.
kidney failure.
Ronan. I just feel like you don't listen, man.
What do you mean?
You don't listen to anything we say.
No, I do like a little bit.
You're talking about heel strikes from guard.
Heel strikes.
What? You're talking
know what?
about.
You know what?
What are we talking about here?
This is the problem that I
What are you even
think
talking about?
you need to start working
What are
on
you even
more.
talking about, man?
And I've talked to Coach Mike about this. Talked to Coach Barbosa.
Okay.
Pretty much every class. I don't see you ever working your foot stomps,
no.
and they're not. And they're gonna come in handy one time.
I have a naturally good foot stomp, so I don't really. My feet are extremely flat.
Really.
Yeah, that leads to a pretty substantial foot stomp.
Just saying. Should work on them. You guys want to get deep?
All right.
Go ahead.
So I asked you guys to think of the concept of wealth this week.
Yes.
And before I say what the actual definition is, try and keep it short, but what is your definition of wealth?
That's a good question. Go ahead, Tony.
I would say wealth is having the means to do what you want, when you want, with who you want, and to be able to give back and serve others the way you desire.
I like that. I would say wealth is in a worldly sense, in a simple worldly sense, I would just say it's having more than you need. Like having excess. It's just excess. I think that you can make it deeper than that, but I think that overall, like, wealth would be excess.
So the actual definition is
Bountifulness, plentifulness.
is an abundance of valuable possessions or money,
That's good. Spot on.
which is interesting. But what other things do you think lead someone to become wealthy?
That's a good question. I think to me, so I was kind of guessing that I didn't know if that exercise was to like say what wealth means to us or what we thought the definition was. So I said what I thought the definition was.
And I say what it meant to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I was just curious
But
what
to
you guys thought.
kind of
before.
round out the thought, what it means to me, I would say wealth to me means similar to what Tony said. It's just being able to like enjoy life and creation the way it's intended to be. And I think that a big part of that is relationships with people. Like, I don't really believe anyone's wealthy if they don't have close relationships. And so to me, it would be more about the relationships and who you get to spend your time with than any amount of like possessions or material things.
Yeah, I've been thinking about wealth a lot recently, actually. And there's disputing views on wealth with Christians. Like, some people think you shouldn't really be wealthy. Some people think that's how God designed us, is to live abundantly. But I think it's just like anything. It's a healthy medium of, there's plenty of wealthy people, good people, righteous people in the Bible. It's how they relate to that wealth. So I think if we have the ability to pursue and access wealth, which pretty much all of us do, is to have an accurate relationship with that wealth. So if that wealth or any specific possession ever comes to a point where it's controlling you, or you value that over your faith or your relationships, or you're valuing your self-esteem based off of what you have, then I think that turns to evil. But if you pursue abundance in all areas of life, and financially is one of them, and then you attain that and you use it to help others. Like, there's this one quote that the rich exist for the sake of the poor, and the poor exist for the salvation of the rich. So it's like you gotta have the wealthy to give back, to support. Like, the way I think about it is I want to become wealthy so that I can support the church, I can support the less fortunate, I can support different programs, and then my family, my own immediate family, and just build up everyone around me. And I think if you're doing that and you don't allow that temptation to creep in of getting a new car and now you're completely attached to that car over anything else,
Right.
then I think it's all positive.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I also think that you can just be that right now, regardless of the amount of money you have. And I think that was kind of a big part of the point you made, is that like when you let that material, I guess, and financial gain become like your idol, then it's like, you know, what's the point? And I would even go one step further as to say, like, that's not really wealth.
Yeah.
I think wealth is more of a mindset and a mindset of gratitude and a mindset of generosity. And I think that you can, you know, be worldly wealthy and, you know, have a lot of possessions and materials, but I think wealth, if you look, if I were to like make a definition myself, would be somebody that gives freely and, regardless of their income, isn't like attached to finances as part of their identity. Like they don't attach finances to their identity. And I think that, again, back to the original point, like you can be wealthy at any level of income.
Do you think that in today's world that money is valued higher than it should be? I'm not talking in terms of like, I'm talking in terms of people's totem pole. Like, do you think that people value money too highly and it takes them further away from things like, you know, your family, your relationships, your experiences, because they just care about a larger figure in their bank account?
I'd say for sure, because around people our age, I see this really big trend of people saying, oh, well, I'm not going to start a family or get married or do this until I have this right, until my finances are here, or until I've saved up this much money. And I feel like I get that. Like I get that sentiment. Like you want to have yourself taken care of and in order, and you want to have, like, I think Jordan Peterson says, like, make sure, what does he say? Like your house is in order before you go to judge other people. And I think that's important, but I also feel like you're letting that become an idol in a way, and you can let it go too far when that's holding you back from like the best life that you can live and what God's really set out for you. Because I just believe personally, like, relationships are the most important thing. And the most important relationship is with God. And then I believe it's with your spouse and your family and your friends. And you know, that can never really like be, you can't like put anything ahead of that, in my opinion. And but I see a lot of people wanting to like get their ducks in a row before they get that other part of their life in a row. And I feel like if you get the other part of your life in a row, then that will come. And I do believe that people don't need to wait to become financially secure and independent in order to like pursue having a family and pursue, you know, getting married and things like that. And I think it's almost like a crutch to lean on in order to like not have to do those things for whatever reason.
Yeah. There's also no greater source of motivation. If you want to be financially successful, just get married.
Yeah,
or start
for sure.
having kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to. You got to do it. You got to figure it out. Like, and I think that, yeah, it's something like that is so much more important and so much more valuable. And I believe that people will be so much happier if they do that earlier, younger. And the trend is the opposite way. People want to wait and do all this other stuff, and they want to make all this money, and they want to see the world and travel and buy a house and a boat and a car and all this stuff. Oh, and then I'm going to get married, and then I'm going to settle down, and then I'm going to have a family. And it's like, I just think they're missing out. Like, for me personally, I couldn't imagine. I wouldn't trade any amount of money ever, like in the history of the universe, for my wife and for our son. Like, that's so much more important, and it's so much more valuable. Like, even if I could have had my wife and son, let's say like 5 years later, and made more money before that, like I would never do that. I just want to be with them now and have as much time as I possibly can with them. And I think that for some reason that's not popular nowadays. It's not. People don't talk about how awesome that is, because I don't know why. It's like, I guess people aren't young and getting married and having kids, but I don't know. I don't really know exactly why.
Yeah. I mean, in their perspective, it's probably like, I understand if you don't have faith, like marriage isn't the most appealing thing. Like for me, how do I say this? Like faith is what makes the sacrament of marriage so special, because it's not what we're naturally inclined to do. So we're not naturally inclined to settle down with one woman and relate to that one woman in every way for the rest of our lives. But that's what makes it so special, is that you get to dedicate your life to that one person and grow with that person over the course of 80 years and hopefully grow closer to God through that, which is the ultimate goal in my opinion. And so if you don't have faith, then why would I choose one when I can have 1,000 over the course of 80 years? And just try to understand where they're coming from, is that simple equation of like, oh, I'm just going to have as many as possible and enjoy myself, when ultimately that leads to nothing but sorrow and sadness and loneliness.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I think that, like, I 100% agree with you on the fact of like faith is the foundation that makes this make sense. But I also believe that if you just look at it like as far as the outcome, you're going to have a better outcome when you live this way.
Yeah.
Right. And like people, like to me, that's evident and true regardless of faith. Like obviously faith is the foundation for it. And I do believe if you just look at it and you even remove that from the equation, like one outcome's better than the other, because you talked about, you know, oh, why have one when I can have 1,000? It's like, that just creates like brokenness.
Yeah.
And it creates just like nothing good. And there's nobody that I've met personally that's like really happy with that lifestyle, because it never ends.
Yeah.
And it never, and I guess it does go back to faith, because the only thing that can truly fulfill you and sustain you is having that relationship with God. Because you want relationships with 10,000 women or whatever it is, and it's like, that will never be enough.
Yeah.
But I feel like the lifestyle of being able to commit to one person and have kids, like, I don't know. I don't want that other side.
Yeah.
Like, I get the animalistic impulse and like the human nature impulse that is that. But if you can just like think about it for like more than 5 seconds, you're like, oh, well, one's better than the other for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially after having a kid. Like
Yeah.
for me, I see my son and I see my wife and their interactions and my interactions with my son, my interactions with my wife. And I'm like, this is what life's supposed to be about right here. Like God put us on earth to be in relationship with each other. And he sent his son down and he sacrificed himself for us that we could be in relationship with him as well. You know, and I think that these relationships with my wife and son are gifts from him. Right. And I feel like, I don't know, man, I want people to see that.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. And I think it's a lack of examples. Like no one's saying that really.
Yeah.
And so the noise is much louder in the opposite direction. And, but yeah, I know what you're saying. You're saying like from a pure, like if you want to look at it in a selfish way,
Right.
like the fulfillment is still
I think
there.
if you look at it like, I only want what's best for myself. Like you should still do that.
Yeah.
Like I just think like, even if you're looking at it from purely selfish intentions, it's like, you're going to be happier if you get married and have kids. Like I believe that.
Yeah.
Well, I think the other point that you're trying to make is, or at least this is what I'm taking away from it, is that the abundance of anything eventually leads to numbness. Like if you have all the money in the world, like eventually you just become numb to it. If you have all the women in the world, you eventually just become numb to it. And I think that having a more balanced view of the point, like I'm trying to think of how to bring this thought together, but I just think it's interesting how I think that that's what the problem is. I think people that believe that having more money solves all their problems. I think that's, or having all the girls solves their problems. But at the end of the day, like, it just numbs them to the other ones that they have to end up going
They're
back
just, yeah,
to.
they're trying to fill a void.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I think that at the same time too, like your perspective on your family could be trying to fill a void as well. Like, oh, like my wife, my son, like pour everything into them.
Yeah.
And it's like, we can't let that be an idol either, because
Yeah.
even good things can be an idol. And I do feel like back to your point, it's like it all has to come back to faith, relationship with God, and belief in something bigger than yourself. Because to me, every time I see my wife and I see my son, I just see a gift,
Mhm.
and I just feel gratitude.
Yeah.
And it's weird because I love them so much, but I don't feel like they were like, I earned them.
Uh-huh.
I don't feel like it's like, oh, like I did all this work and now I got that. It's like
Yeah.
they're just purely a gift.
Yeah.
And I guess it really is just about faith then at that point,
Mm-hmm.
because, you know, your choices can be whatever they are, and your life, you know, can be all in completely different ends of the spectrum. And if you have that, you're probably, you know, you're gonna feel fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it really comes down to then, you know, just gratitude and relationship with God, and feeling like, you know, there's something bigger than you.
Yeah. Yeah. It just makes me think of it when I hear these like terrible circumstances that some couples go through,
Yeah.
and like whatever it is, cheating or like losing a child, like the worst of the worst. And it's
Right.
like, how do you get through that if you
Yeah.
don't have faith? It's like that, like we're just not strong enough as human beings to stick with someone through that kind of stuff. And so like when you see people work through it, it's like
Right.
they always have faith, because that's what's holding them together, and that's what is giving them the marriage true meaning.
For sure.
Because you can have marriage and kids and
Yeah.
have great for 10 years and then go do it again.
Yeah, that's
And
a good point.
and a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
But
That's a good point.
but again, to your point, overall, it's just, it's so much better. Like if you want to go back to a selfish view, it focuses all of your energy,
Mm-hmm.
financially, sexually, like
What?
career wise.
Yeah.
It just focuses. It's just basic science. If you focus all your energy on one path as opposed to being spread out into a million different paths, and
Just gives you clarity.
yeah, every great conqueror's fall was preceded by them leaving their woman.
Really?
For the
Wow.
most part.
Well, and I feel like that's happening in America right now, because they talk about like Christ's bride is a
Mhm.
church, and I feel like America is just like getting away from the church.
Yeah.
And it's I mean, that could be what it is, really.
Yeah.
Just, you know, preceding the fall, which is sad. But it's crazy like that we live in this time, in this day and age, because stuff can happen so fast. Like, it's such a crazy time in history where things are changing so quickly. Like, think about 100 years ago, which is nothing.
Yeah.
It's a blip. And 100 years ago versus today couldn't have been like so different.
Yeah.
100 years ago to today is more different than 100 years ago to 2,000 years ago. Like, it has to be. Like, thinking about like what's happened in the last 100 years.
The advancements in technology.
Industrial
and everything.
revolution, yeah. The internet, social media,
AI.
AI. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to think about how different and how much access to the world that we have nowadays versus what would have been, you know, just one lifetime ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of wish, I think about this a lot. I'm like, dang, I wish I was a kid in like the 50s or something. Right
Why?
after World War II.
Right after
Yeah,
all
no.
the stuff.
I just feel like it was just more pure.
Simpler.
And more simple. And I think that it just seemed like the things that I'm interested in, that I like, were more of a social priority overall to people, and it seemed like, I don't know if there was more to do, if that's the right word, but nowadays, like, what do people and kids do? They listen to podcasts, they watch TV, they watch social media, they go on YouTube, they stream on Netflix or Hulu or whatever.
Right.
And like, I do all that stuff too, and I feel like to not have any access to any of that would be very freeing. And it's almost hard because it's just so ingrained in society nowadays. Like, I could, like, if I just think about today, like, as far as platforms that I've been on, social media or whatever, it's like Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Netflix. Now we're doing a podcast, and then, you know, you can probably do another one tonight, watch something tonight, and it's like, dang, that's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of, like,
Information.
yeah, it's a lot of stuff coming in.
Yeah.
When, you know, 50 years ago, it's like, I'm sure that you just fill the void. Like, that's just people's natural inclination is just, like, be doing stuff, but it wasn't consuming so much.
You know, I just thought of too is like how much our brain has evolved to be able to consume that much information in a day.
Right.
Like, if you really scroll through Instagram, say you scroll through an hour, you probably not learn or understand, but see and hear 1,000 different people, if
For sure.
probably more. And like, you hear that and you're hearing 1,000 different people's voices
And opinions.
and, you know, all the jibber jabber that happens on social media in the matter of 1 hour. Some people spend like a sickening amount of time on their phones.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. I notice it with my son because, like, if I'm on my phone or my wife's on her phone, or we put the TV on or something, he, like, locks in. He's like, whoa, what is that? Like, anything else can be going on around, and he, like, wants to look at it. What's going on? Even if I just play a song on the phone, he, like, knows it's coming from the phone. He'll be like, whoa, what is that? It's creepy, man. I don't like it. But I'm also just like, this is kind of like the way the world is right now.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's just got to make the best of it and try to have a positive influence in the other direction.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's like, how do you balance that? When 100 years ago, they didn't have to balance anything. All they had to do was, like, get up. They didn't have I don't even know. Did they have alarm clocks? They had a rooster crows. Just listen for the rooster to crow and go freaking work the farm.
Books.
Did they have books that long ago?
I think so.
No Kindles?
If only we can get back to that far.
Yeah. So, message of the day, just become Amish. We wouldn't have to deal with any of this.
Some good Amish people around here, and they do good work.
The Amish are dope. Yeah.
All right. Mosh.
Yes.
Let's do it.
All right. See ya.
Love y'all.
Peace.